thank you very much for having us. We are very excited to be here today. Northern Trust is extremely supportive of this community, both the Sarasota and Manatee area. And the library here has done such a great job and is so very helpful to our clients, to the patrons here. And so this surprising announcement today of the author is going to be just one of those things that contributes to this overwhelming success that this library has had. And we're just so thrilled to be a part of it. This is who we are as 37 years in this community and celebrating next Tuesday our 125th anniversary as Northern Trust. So we're excited about that. That's who we are. Those are our enduring principles that we live by. And this is our mission, very similar to the library here. So thank you very much for having us. Well, it's very important to us to also be a part of that vital rejuvenation of what the library is. And so I think that, it's going to be a very exciting announcement, but we have to remember we have to support the operations of these libraries and of the different various community events. So we look forward to it and understand that the money is, it's a wonderful thing to be a sponsor, but also to support the library and its ongoing events for children, for our older adults, so for everybody that's out there. So we appreciate that. Once this is announced, you're going to see the caliber of people we bring here to Sarasota, to the Manatee Library to support it. And I think that you're going to see that both as a resident here, he supports us too. We are very excited. I can say on a personal note, I have a 19-year-old who does read, and he does read this author. So I am super excited about this event, and I can't wait for it to happen. So congratulations.
I have to believe it's a crowning achievement for a library that's in recent times has gotten some very high awards for its service and for its place in our community. This is during the recession and the recovery. The library has assumed a much greater role in the lives of our community members, and so this is going to be a great event. Over the years, I've been a frequent user of libraries wherever I've been, starting out at Samoset Elementary and Onika Junior High, and in fact, I was in the library club at Manatee County High School. So I'm a great believer in reading and in books, and I think that's where we ought to put a lot of our money and our effort with our kids today. Honestly, I think it's a crowning achievement. It's hard to express in words what it means. Such a successful and prolific author, and to have him come to Manatee County and to our library, that's awesome.
I'm delighted to welcome you. I'm Jane Plitt, president of the Library Foundation, and I welcome you to according to the Florida Library Association, the library that changes people's lives. So let's hear it. Woo! I stand before you because very dedicated citizens in 1985 chose to rally around the concept of the importance of libraries for our community. And they recognized that public dollars were limited, and that if we as citizens cared about libraries, that we had to step up and contribute. And because of their leadership and their generosity, this county library system has achieved award-winning recognition. Last year, we were considered the most innovative library in all of Florida. Woohoo! And as a former business person, I know that libraries make sense, not only because it's interesting culturally and from an arts point of view, but from an employer point of view. This is where people learn and gain skills, whether they are young or whether they are old. This is the institution that changes people's lives. And it is because of that that we, the Library Foundation Board, have stepped up. We are facing a crossroads for this library system. It has done everything we could possibly expect. But like the little engine that could, it needs a little boost. And that little boost is a new operating system that will cost a great deal of money. And we have pledged to the community that we will raise $100,000 this year to encourage the county to step forward and pay for the rest. Now, with your support, we're going to do that. And to make it even more fun, we knew that we needed a very special event. We also knew we needed a very special honorary chair. And it is with great awe that I invite Representative Jim Boyd to tell you who that speaker is going to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jane. And to continue the drama just a little bit, you're very kind, and I don't know about the all part of my participation, but Sandy, my wife, and I are so thrilled to be part of this. I remember as a kid, I grew up in this community, as most everyone knows. I remember going to Palmetto Library. I grew up in Palmetto, and I can remember my first library card and how exciting that was to get that card and to be able to check books out. Later in life, after I got back here and went to work, I was honored to be asked to be on the Library Foundation board, and then ultimately I became president. And so we accomplished a fair amount back in those days under some great leadership from some great folks, but I think this event is probably going to be second to none, and we are thrilled to be part of it and thrilled to have the chance to enjoy it together. Some of you know, some of you don't, but I'm going to give you a few tips here before we invite up our presenting sponsors to speak to you. But this event is certainly going to be very special, as Jane said. This one happens to have an author that I don't care who you are, where you come from, how old you are, how young you are, you know this person's name. I mean, you'd have to literally be living under a rock not to know who this guy is. He happens to live on Casey Key. That narrows it down a little bit. He's published more than 50 novels and 5 nonfiction books, many of which have been adopted into feature films, movies, and comic books. Some of his most popular titles, and certainly this will give it away, are Carrie, The Shining, The Stand, Misery, and The Dark Tower. His books have sold over 350 million copies around the world. 350 million, that's bigger than, that's as big as it gets. He's also received the World Fantasy Award for Life Achievement, the Grand Master Award from the Mystery Writers Association, along with numerous writing awards in the fields of fantasy, fiction, horror, and mystery writing. This guy is bigger than big. It's so exciting to have him. And now to reveal who that is and to say a few words, I'd like to invite up our presenting sponsors. They are so kind to step up in such a significant way for this association. We're very grateful. Stephanie Goforth, Chris Romine, please come up and join me. Well, you can say whatever you want. You're the big boss.
Oh, I know, but we didn't say it's the name.
We haven't said the name yet.
We haven't said the name yet.
Suspense builds.
I'm a bad secret keeper. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Goforth, the president of West Florida for Northern Trust, and Chris Romine, as the managing director of our Lakewood Ranch office, and I are so very happy to be here with some of our partners that are in the audience also. It's an honor to be a part of this Manatee Library Foundation's 28th annual author event featuring whomever. We believe in this foundation's mission and its service to the community, and we are pleased to play a role in that, as Jane said this morning. This is a very special goal for the library of rejuvenating its vital operating system. It is important to the future, and so we thank this community for its ongoing support of this as well. Just as the foundation here has been a part of this community, Northern Trust opened its first office here on the west coast of Florida in Sarasota 37 years ago. And next Tuesday, we will be celebrating our 125th anniversary. So it's very special times for us here at Northern Trust also. I can say as a parent, I have a 19-year-old son who reads this author. So you know how hard it is to get kids to read anymore, a 19-year-old, so you'll know how special this is. So we are just very happy to be a part of it, and we congratulate the Libraries Foundation on this special event. Thank you.
Jane, you want to join us? Please.
Come on, Jane.
Now, please Northern Trust reveal the name of this mystery author?
Do you want both of them?
Actually, just the one on the right.
Just the one on the right? Okay.
Is there anyone in the room that didn't know we were talking about Stephen King? I mean, come on. I was telling Jane before we started today, through the years, all of us have been involved in lots of different events and lots of different fundraisers. I will tell you, if I ever have a fundraiser of any kind, I want Jane Plitt to be at my side. She is a incredibly organized, very, very disciplined and strong advocate for what she believes in. You've made it really easy for me. I know we've got lots of folks in the room that have made a lot of calls and got a lot of commitments. But because of Jane, and I hope I'm not stealing anybody's thunder, the $100,000 that she mentioned earlier, we are just about halfway there with till January 29th to go. So Jane, it's all yours. Thanks for your leadership.
Thank you. Well, you can see it's a love fest because Representative Boyd is not an honorary chair in title only. He actually rolls up his sleeves and says, how am I doing? Who do I need to contact? I've got some friends. I'll be in touch. And he has been a total gem. So if you need me, I will be there. But I wanted to recognize the extraordinary turnout here. I wanted to thank the county commissioners and Mr. Hunsaker, who's here, and the other dignitaries. Also in the audience, however, we have a number of sponsors and people who have stepped up, and I wonder if they would like to stand up and be recognized. Some of you may say, how did you get Mr. King? And it was not through connections. I just wanted to share and inspire all of you that if you do have a dream, that you can pursue it. A friend of mine said, "Psst, I hear you need a really big speaker. Mr. King is going to be signing books in Sarasota," where he has not spoken, by the way. And if you can write the letter, then I will get it personally delivered to him. And I just want to pay tribute to Mr. King because he received that very persuasive letter. And he was moved, and Mr. King has donated his services. He is that enthusiastic about our library and what our goal is. And so because of that, I just want to ask all of you to go forward and grab a little commitment sheet. And if you are already committed, take it and get your neighbor, get your friend, get your insurance agency or someone to sign up, because we are close, but we need to still reach $100,000. And the person who has led the transformation of this library is extraordinary, and she certainly is the person who has motivated myself and all the members of the Library Foundation Board. Ava Eddy, if you would come up and tell us why we need to upgrade our operating system. Thank you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to work with Jane. She is truly a dynamo. And I thought I was a dynamo and I had a lot of energy, and then I met Jane Plitt, who with broken thumb and many other big things going on in her life still has managed to lead this to a really great direction for us. So we're really excited. As was said earlier, Palmetto's been around a while. In fact, this year, our Palmetto branch will be 100 years old. We'll have a library in Palmetto. The actual branch won't be, but we'll have a library there for 100 years. We also are celebrating 50 years as a library system. So we have a lot to celebrate, as well as a 20-year celebration at Rocky Bluff. So in addition to this great event, we also have that going on, and I wanted to share that because you'll see a lot more in that in September and October. We're really amazed how much support we get from our county government, from all the different departments. I'm sure you've seen some of the things happen at our different branches, the transformations, and that's been thanks to all these really great people working together from all the different departments, from Ed Hunsaker all the way down and all the way back up again. And thankfully, Sherry Courier, being the head of Neighborhood Services, has all those wonderful relationships with people, and that really shows when things happen. And our county commission helps support whatever we want to do. We also have this amazing group of friends and foundation members, and the foundation has really changed. They've decided they're going to be a fundraiser, and this is the first of those events, so I can hardly imagine what's going to happen in the future. They're really helping us to support our change with our outdated ILS, which is an integrated library system, which is how we do our cataloging and our acquisitions and our circulation and how you find books or movies and those kind of things in our collection, with something that's more user-friendly and also something that's going to really help support people in a variety of new ways, where they can use everything online. So you can go right to our catalog and download a book directly, rather than having to make it a three-step process where you link out to something else. So as our formats change, this allows us to change the way we provide our services. We have been looking at different tools, and we realize it's going to cost a great deal of money for this to happen. And we realize that the county is always behind us, but this opportunity for the foundation to raise an additional $100,000 is going to make it possible for us to make that big leap across the old traditional way to all the new and innovative ways that are out there. We can't tell you how excited we are about this author. In library land, somebody as prolific and as impressive as Stephen King is off the charts cool. It's really, really fun for us. It's been a really tough secret to keep, and my staff will tell you they haven't even known who it is. And so they have all been, come on, you can share, just tell me. Well, we haven't told anybody, so now you all know. You can go forth and you can share it with everyone that you know, this great event. Jane conceived of a contest to inspire our local writers when we came up with having Mr. King here. It's called the Page Turner Contest, and this contest is a way for us to capture the most captivating, thrilling first paragraph of a previously unpublished novel, and that winner will get a free ticket to the event, and it'll also have their paragraph published in our program. PPP. I feel like I've got all those poly words up here. It is a paragraph that'll be no longer than 250 words, and we will take submissions through November 15th, and we will be really excited to offer that person, if it's a youth, and here's our poster for the event. If it's a youth, they have also told us that they will make it possible for an adult to attend with the youth, and we are hoping any unused donor tickets will also go to our Manatee High School students. So we're hoping to really encourage them, as you said earlier. Anything that gets the young people reading, perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. So that's what I had to share with you today. I'm really, really pleased you could all join us, and I am grateful for everything that you all do to support us. I can't thank you enough. I'd like to, at this time, introduce Mr. Larry Bussell, our chair of our Library Commission and one of our big library supporters. He and his wife, Edie, have been amazing.
Wow, what an incredibly important day for our public library system. As a lifelong user of libraries, and I was thinking about it earlier, from Samoset to Oniko to Manatee County High School and Points North, I've been in a lot of libraries over the years. I'm of the humble opinion that this one, though, is second to none in the state and maybe beyond. For proof of that, I'll point to some significant honors last year when the Florida Library Association awarded our library system with the Betty Davis Miller Youth Services Award for all the great programming we offer the children of our community. Florida Library Association also presented Manatee Libraries with the Library Innovation Award, which was discussed previously, for its outstanding service to the community. Those awards were no accident. Our library system is a precious resource to so many thousands of people each year. I was thinking about that also. In the boom, the recession, and now the recovery, libraries have assumed a much more important role than perhaps they've ever had before. I expect Stephen King did a little research about our exceptional library system before agreeing to speak at this fundraiser. Thank you, Jane Plitt. Thank you, Ava, and everyone else who helped make today's announcement a reality. Thank you also to the Manatee Library Foundation. I think I speak for all my board of county commissioners when I say that our board truly appreciates public-private partnerships like this one more than you can imagine. We rely greatly on the resources you bring to bear, and you help make our library system an invaluable asset to our community.
That just about concludes our formal event, but there are a few nitty-gritties. We haven't quite mentioned when the event is. January 29th at 7 o'clock at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. So we hope that you will all be joining us. Ava is passing out the actual formal rules to the page turner contest. We encourage everybody who is a wannabe author to submit it. It can be online, or you can drop them off, the submissions, at any of our library branches. When is the deadline? November 15th. And the winner will be announced in the middle of January. We'll see you there. Thank you very much.
I think it's huge for Manatee County. I've got deep roots in the library system. I was on the foundation board years ago and was privileged to be president. So this is far bigger and better than anything we ever did then. I mean, to have the author of Stephen King's caliber coming to, I let it out, but you're not going to roll this before the press conference today. But it's just huge for Manatee County. It's going to be really big. It's a great day for Manatee County. The library just, in my opinion, affects everybody in every walk of life. You know, that's a great resource for kids. It's a great resource for families. It's a great resource for our elderly. There's so many things that you can do and enjoy here at the library. So it's always been a part of our community. I think it's rich in history and heritage here. I think libraries are just critically important to any community. I'm so glad we're able to support Manatee's Library Foundation. I could not be more excited. I mean, when Jane approached me about the opportunity and told me who they had lined up to speak, I just went, wow, are you kidding me? I mean, that's like as big as it gets in the literary world. So Stephen King is a name everybody knows. I think it's going to be huge for our community. I think it's going to be a great draw for our community. Visibility-wise, it's good. I think it's good for our entire county, and I'm so thrilled to be part of it.